guys, today I'll be reviewing the YA series Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. The first book is just Monument 14, the second is Sky on Fire, and book 3 is Savage Drift. Now this story takes place in the United States in the state of Colorado, and it kind of affects several of the states surrounding that state. We follow our main character in book 1. His name is Dean. He's a high school student, and the story opens up with him on a bus heading for school, following his younger brother Alex in a bus in front of him, when suddenly this massive hailstorm hits so bad it's denting the roof of the bus, crashes through the windows, kills the bus driver, and the bus eventually crashes next to this Greenway superstore. He sees his brother's bus, driven by Mrs. Woolley, drive into the superstore, and what she wisely does is unload all the kids off of that bus and goes back and try to rescue the students from Dean's bus. Several of them injured, some killed, including the bus driver, but she does manage to save as many as she can and gets them on the bus and drives them also into the superstore. They try to contact help, but all the network seems to be down. No phones are working or anything like that, so Mrs. Woolley decides to try to reach the nearby hospital to get help, and she leaves, leaving these kids kind of on their own in the superstore. We have 6 high school students, 2 8th graders, and 6 little kids. And shortly afterwards, an earthquake hits, and causing more chaos within the store, scaring the kids, and these riot gates kind of crash down, effectively sealing them inside the superstore. They're able to connect one of those old-style TVs together and are able to get some news from CNN and find out that not only the earthquake, there's been a massive tsunami, and also now a nearby NORAD facility in Colorado has reported a chemical spill. So dangerous they're telling everybody to get inside and seal the windows and everything. Now they're thinking, oh my god, the air conditioner's on, and there's gaps to, the wall where the bus had kind of gone through and everything, and they need to really seal off as much as possible. But before they can do that, some of the kids are affected by the spill. Dean, our main character, goes into this uncontrollable rage. They have to kind of tie him up. Nico, another one of the high school students, he's sort of a take-charge guy, which we find he's almost like a leader within this series here. He breaks out in these horrible blisters. They come to realize, as they listening to the CNN reports, that this gas leak affects people based on their blood type. So that's a main point throughout the entire series. The first book is really nice because within the book, on the inside flap, it gives you a map of the Greenway Superstore, so you can see the various things they're talking about within the story. There's a kitchen over here, there's dressing rooms, and the various areas, storerooms, where the food and drink is, clothing, and all that stuff, so you can kind of get an idea of the layout of everything, which is really nice. Throughout the first book, they come to, trying to deal with handling the kids and taking care of them and feeding them and keeping them entertained and occupied so they're not all freaking out. But then the older kids are worried about what's going on. There's contact sort of with people from the outside, but they're of course scared because they don't know, are they affected by this chemical spill? Are they going to go crazy on them if they let them in? Can they let them in? They don't even know how to open the gates. So it's a lot of this kind of tension building and kind of learning what's going on through some news reports as to what's going on outside. When you begin the second book, Sky on Fire, and I absolutely love this cover. This is awesome. There's reasons that the group kind of has to split after events in book 1, and they come to learn that Denver International Airport is an area where they're kind of evacuating people from, and Dean decides to stay behind because he is fearful that he might, if he gets exposed to that chemical, once he's outside, he might attack the kids, and he decides to stay back at the Greenway Superstore with Astrid, which is a girl he kind of had a crush on, and some of the littler kids. And his brother Alex decides to go to Denver International Airport. He doesn't want to leave his brother behind, but he also wants to try and see if he can find out what happened to their parents. And Dean gives him this little journal to kind of write to him. Pretend you're writing to me, he says, and when we get back together again, I can read of your adventures and what happened. So book 2 is sort of split between Dean's point of view and then Alex's point of view. It's nicely labeled at the beginning of the chapters, and the typeface is even different between the two. So we get the dual perspective in this book from Dean's side and Alex's side, and both sides are facing challenges in terms of especially Alex, in terms of what's actually going on outside. It's a lot worse than they imagined. So I really, really like book 2. And this one's a little bit shorter, too. I almost wish it was a little bit longer, but it's really action-packed. This particular one, again, we have the Greenway Superstore. It's undergone some changes from book 1 there because they've kind of modified things. They've been there for a bit now. And on the back side, we have a map of Alex and his travels to the Denver International Airport and kind of things that they encounter along the way. So that was really nice, too. And then when you begin book 3, Savage Drift, Nico, like I said, was one of our main characters. He has sort of a crush on another character. Her name is Josie. Got that name right? Yes, Josie. And she is with Nico and Alex, and they're the ones going to Denver International Airport. But something happens to separate Josie from the rest of the group. And so this book, we still have Dean's perspective because we need to know what's going on with his group, Astrid and those little kids. And then we have Josie because she's separate from everybody else. So we, again, have a dual perspective. And again, it's labeled to let you know what's going on. And what I like, again, is they do the same thing here. We have some more maps as to what's happening with the different groups and where they are in relationship to, like, refugee camps and things like that. And then we also have a map of another group's travels sort of across the United States. This is where Monument, Colorado is, where the story initially takes place. It's a really great, action-packed, non-stop. I mean, I marathoned my way through this. I just didn't want to stop reading it, literally. It just kept me on edge. My favorite kinds of books are anything like dystopian or apocalyptic type things. So the world building was fantastic. You really got a sense of the devastation. I mean, it's, as you see it on this cover, as it's perfectly described within the book. And the characters were really well developed and everything. I liked Dean and his brother Alex. Alex is a bit of a technical kind of genius for an 8th grader. And he does a lot of things to kind of help the group. And then you have Nico, kind of this born leader. Astrid, the girl that Dean has a crush on. She also is with another boy named Jake. And that sort of, it's not, I wouldn't say a love triangle. It doesn't go have, they don't have time for a romance, but there are strong feelings amongst everybody. And even the kids, and just having to deal with individual natures. I like the way they sort of build like a family amongst themselves. It's a little tense in the beginning and some possible divisions. You think there might be some troublemakers, but eventually they become this bond is so strong in desire to survive and find their families and get back together that they're really looking out for each other, and I really liked that about the book. Like I said, fast pace, kept me enthralled through all of them, and I gave each one of these 5 stars. I definitely recommend you pick this one up if that's something that you guys are interested in reading. Really great story, really great characters, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. So that's my review of Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you guys decide to give it a try. Thanks for watching.